Hey guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel and to another plan with me. So for this week I'm planning out the week of July 1st through the 7th and I'm using the Scribble Co. July 4th kit naturally because obviously the week of July 4th, so we had to use a Scribble Co. July 4th kit. So I am just flipping through the kit like normal, and then I'm going to go ahead and start laying down washi and full boxes and all of the basic stuff. You guys know the drill. I did use a blue washi with some stars that is from Simply Gilded. The blue does not match perfectly with this kit. It's actually a little bit darker, and it's a more kind of true blue for like that matches like our flag and everything, like the United States colors, but I still wanted to use it because it had the stars on it. So even though it doesn't fully match this kit, it still looks really good. I still don't mind the like kind of brighter blue in there compared to the other blues in this kit. But I used that one, and then I did use a striped washi in the sidebar as well. That's a red and white striped, and I thought it turned out pretty cute. All of my overlays are from Scribble Co. I used a mix of the star overlays, which I used all star overlays for the glitter headers, and then I used the star overlays and the like little sparkly, I don't know, it's like it looks like little sparkles. I don't know what it's actually called, but I use that other overlay. I struggled real hardcore with my glitter headers. If you guys can't tell, I just struggled. I don't know why, but for some reason I could not for the life of me get these things down straight. And I had to pick so many of them up again. At least it felt like I had to like adjust so many of them, but overall, I think it turned out pretty cute. I actually do really like this kit. I don't actually have my planner like next to me, so I can't really tell you guys like what happened because I don't have my planner next to me and I don't fully remember, honestly. I know that I did have to make Bailey's vet appointment on this day. I did the one for her surgery, so I did have to make that. I did have these fashion girls, and they are the taller fashion girls, so I did cut off just the bottom part of that box just so I had enough room for my sidebar, and my sidebar actually turned out perfectly. Like, it, like, was perfect down all the way to the bottom, and it lined up with my washi amazingly, and it was just very satisfying because I didn't put an extra full box down at the bottom, since I did have that taller girl and I had the thicker washi for it. But yeah, so I did have to make Bailey's surgery appointment on this day, and then I said her name and now she's like running towards me. I like can hear her little feet on the wood floor. Oh hey, speaking of, what up little one? She just walked in here. What are you doing? No, she's gonna go through my trash, aren't you? Stay out of my trash can. Why are you looking at me like that? Hi. Little one, little interruption right there because I said her name. You must have heard me, huh? Yeah. Why are you staring at me, you little cutie? And then what was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, you know, last week I was like, oh, I think I'm done with Cake Wars because I started watching Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, no, I have watched more Cake Wars on this week. So sorry guys, more Cake Wars. Didn't apparently finish it on this week or last week. So we did have more Cake Wars. If you guys see what I'm doing right now, I am putting down foiled stars. This is deco that is from Scribble Co. and I like to put these up with my deco because it gives a little bit of a foil look up there. For anyone curious, if you didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, Cake Wars still make an appearance. It's fine. That's pretty normal. I just apparently just go on Cake Wars binges and just never end on watching Cake Wars. There's one on Hulu that's also called Halloween Wars, and I'm like, I really want to watch it, but I don't want to because I know I'm going to go down that rabbit hole of Cake Wars and I'm never ever going to come out again. Right now instead I'm watching Jane the Virgin, which is actually really good. I'm only on season 1, but it's like I feel like a guilty pleasure type show because like it's cheesy at some points, but it's actually pretty good. I'm still, like I said, on season 1, just started it, but definitely liking it so far. I know there's a ton of people that are like huge fans of the show, and yeah, definitely liking it. Anyway, moving on to Monday. So I did put down a bill due for my Scribble Co. subscription. This is going to be a little interesting because I don't actually have my planner next to me, so I can't like tell you guys what I did. I just put things down and I'm going to see if I remember it. I'm just too lazy right now to go get my planner, which is just, you know, first world problems. I really should just get up and go get it, but I'm kind of comfortable and I've been sitting here eating and I'm like, I don't want to get up, but I'm going to film my voiceover. But anyway, I didn't want to cut up the washi, so I just used a fancy label and then a sleep in sticker from Arctic Paper Studio underneath that. And then I took a little clock icon that is from Scribble Prints Co. It's one of her cutout icons to mark that I needed to submit a trade to off. Not entirely sure what shift I gave away, but I did give away my shift, so I did submit the trade on that day. And then I put down a little munchkin with a little remote control to mark that I did play some video games. And then another munchkin to mark a YouTube binge. No, Plan With Me binge. This one was a Plan With Me binge. And then you can see me now. I'm putting down that quarter box as well as a phone icon from Scribble Prints Co. because I did make, like I said, Bailey's vet appointment on this day for her surgery. I didn't actually have to call them. They actually have an app that I can use, and I am able to go on there and request an appointment, and then they will confirm it with me the next business day, depending on when I tried to make the appointment. Usually it's whatever the next business day is. But it's actually really useful because I don't actually have to call them. I can easily just go onto the app and be like, hey, I need an appointment for whatever it is or whatever the problem is, and they will schedule me the earliest appointment that they have. So definitely worth it. I like it. But yeah, so I scheduled her appointment on this day for her surgery. And then underneath that, I can't see because my hand's in the way. Oh, I used another munchkin. Wow, we used all munchkins down here. But I used another munchkin to mark a movie night. I think I used that munchkin because the blue couch matched the kit itself, so that's why I did it. But you guys can kind of see the washi now, how that washi is a little bit more of a royal blue, I guess you can say, and the blue in the kit is definitely a lot more of a lighter blue. But again, don't really care. It turned out pretty good, and I really wanted to use that washi with the stars, so we did that. Moving on to Tuesday, I put down the work label from the kits, and then I used the Fox and Cactus remote control, like a video game controller. I have actually never used these before. I've had them, but I've never used them. Oh, if you're wondering why I'm chilling here, I actually dropped a sticker and I could not for the life of me find it. It ended up being stuck on my shirt. I found it later in the video. But I could not for the life of me find that sticker because I ended up dropping it on accident, and I was like, is it on the ground? Is it on my chair? Where did it go? And it ended up getting caught on my shirt and I couldn't see it, and then I found it later on in the video. But yeah, I've never used those little video game controllers. I've had them for a while, but I've never used them, and I was like, I'm finally going to use one because it's red and it matches this kit, and I didn't want to use another munchkin because, funny enough, I only have video game character stickers. I only have munchkins. Those are the only ones I have. I have computer game ones, but actual video games with controllers, the munchkins are the only ones that I have. Fun fact. But yeah, I used that to mark that I played some video games, and then I took a Glam Planner Lollipop on the computer to mark a YouTube binge, I believe. Yeah, YouTube binge. And then my hand is in the way again. Oh, and then I used a washing machine from Magic Prints Co. to mark that I needed to wash my costume. Pretty self-explanatory. You guys know me. I always have to wash my costumes, which I actually really need to do right now. Dang. I go back to work tomorrow. I've been off for 2 days and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to go to work. Anyway, I then underneath that put down a trash icon from Scribble Prints Co. to mark that I took out the trash. And then, just reminds me of Forky trash. And then I took another munchkin with a little grocery bag to mark that I went to Walgreens, I believe. I'm sorry, guys. I really should have just gotten up my planner. Gotten up and getting my planner, but definition of lazy right now. Walgreens? Is it Walgreens? I think it's Walgreens. Yes, it is. It is a Walgreens. And then underneath that, I took a Simply Watercolor Co. foiled coffee cup to mark a Dunkin' coffee run. I actually really want that right now. Why am I? I'm craving things, and I don't know why. I think it's probably TMI, but I think it's probably because I'm gonna start my period soon. I don't know. I always crave sweets right before I start, maybe a week before I start. I'm like, why? Because I always know, man. I always know when it's gonna happen. Shark Week sucks. Anyway, we had some Dunkin' coffee, and then underneath that I took a burger that I believe is from the Coffee Monsters Co. It's from a food sampler sheet that has a bunch of different food on it, but I used that to mark In-N-Out for dinner. I actually had In-N-Out twice this week. Don't ask me why, but we did. We love In-N-Out, and we are just obsessed with it. So that is it for Tuesday. I feel like I'm probably looking for that sticker again, and then I'm like, okay, I'll go back to planning. So moving on to Wednesday. So Wednesday, actually, fun fact, was my payday, because it was a holiday on the Thursday, so when it's a holiday on the Thursday, we get paid on the Wednesday. The only other time this happens is Thanksgiving. Like, that's the only actual, like, consistent one. The rest of them is if for some reason the holidays just fall on a Thursday, we get paid the day before. So I put down some of that washi, which I actually cut up that full box that was on the washi sheet for that. And then I put down a foiled script payday sticker from Scribble Co. Underneath that, I took a Fox and Cactus Girl that is meditating to mark that I did meditate a little bit. I don't meditate as much as I used to. I actually had a habit tracker for meditation, but then I just stopped. Like, I wasn't meditating as much. So I do still a little bit, but not very frequently. So now I just mark it in my actual planner if I ever do meditate. Because usually it's a pretty big session for me to mark it if I actually do. Underneath that, I took a munchkin with some, like, technically it's supposed to be like making the bed, but I used that to mark that I washed my sheets. And then I took another icon from Scribble Co. with the little hand to mark that I did paint my nails. Which I actually painted my nails last night, which is the nail polish that I'm wearing in the video. And, you know, not my best job at all. It's a little patchy, which is kind of sad, but it happens. Anyway, underneath that, I took a little Coffee Monsters Co. emoji that is, like, drowning in clothes. I don't entirely know why. Was it because I need to clean my room? I don't remember. We're just going to watch me put down stickers until I can actually find out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm obnoxious. I'm sorry. I apologize because this could have been so much easier for you guys, but instead, I made my life more difficult. I know we cleaned something. Was it my bedroom? Or was it... I think it was my bedroom. Yep, we cleaned my bedroom. There we go. And then underneath that, I used another emoji to mark, you guys guessed it, Cake Wars, because Lindsay always watches Cake Wars, apparently. I don't watch it anymore. I finally got through it all, but I stopped for like a weekend, and then I was like, no, must watch Cake Wars. Don't ask me why. I have no idea why, but I'm obsessed with baking shows, and I've never watched the Great, like, British Bake Off, surprisingly, but I've heard that one's really, really good, but I really like, there was one that was, like, Amazing Cakes or something like that, and they, like, literally made the coolest cakes, and I think it's just because, like, I'm obsessed with really cool cakes, to see how they design them and to see how they make them, and I think that's why I like Cake Wars so much, because they were really, really cool cakes. But anyway, we use that to mark Cake Wars, and then I put down a half box as well as an SP, like, foiled icon to mark that I did make a Scribble Co. order. It must have been a pretty big order for me to mark it because I only ever mark orders when they were like pretty like giant and significant. So that is it for Wednesday. Moving on to Thursday. So obviously Thursday was the 4th of July. So I used a Celeste from Scribble Co. and then a 4th of July foiled script that is also from Scribble Co. which is in Jessica or J. Crew Hand's handwriting. And then I used and then I put down my work label underneath that. I actually do really like those, like, what are they called? The holiday, like, stickers, but I feel like they're a little small. I don't know if it's just me, but, like, they're great for fancy label size, but I used to use, like, quarter boxes and, like, half boxes to mark holidays, but I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you think? If it's a little small or if you think it worked pretty well. Underneath that, I used a little paper in Milk Moro that is kind of overwhelmed. I used that to mark an earthquake. So we did have an earthquake overnight. We had 2 earthquakes. We had one overnight, and then we did have one on Friday as well, which was the Friday one was kind of scary because I was actually at work for that one. This one, I did not feel as much, but it was a pretty big earthquake. I don't remember what the magnitude was. Actually, I'm really curious. I want to look up the magnitude. Oh no, my dad texted me and I didn't text him back. Hold on. I need to text him back because he's gonna get me food. What do I want? I'm sorry, guys. Okay, sorry. Going back to July 4th. July 4th. California earthquake. Earthquake. Okay, so the July 4th one was a 7.1 magnitude, so it was a pretty bad earthquake. The one after that was 6.4. So the 7.1 I did not feel because I felt it a little bit. It wasn't like as insane, but I was also half awake because it was in the middle of the night. But yeah, we had that earthquake. But going back to like Thursday, just so I can finish explaining it. So I used the paper milk marble for that, and then I used a Celeste from Scribble Prints Co. to mark that I went to Lemonade with Isaiah. We did have like a lunch type thing before we went to work. So we did go to Lemonade, which is amazing and so good. They have really good macarons, and they're great. And then farther down, I used a squared off box and a munchkin to mark strawberry croissants. Literally all of Thursday is just all about food. And then I used a emoji with some tacos to mark tacos and cheesecake, because our brother did make us tacos, or like they made tacos and cheesecake, and they were like, if you want to stop by, you can stop by and like get some food. And I'm like, oh, bless their soul. And then, oh yeah, my face was swollen on this day. So all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, I remember all of these things. So I used a little munchkin girl, I think her name is Button. This is when she came out with Button and Cork, which are no longer characters that you can buy. But I used her to mark this. So my face was swollen. It was my sinuses. So like right underneath my right eye, my whole entire side of my face was swollen, and if I pressed on my face, I felt it in my sinuses. So it was my sinuses. They literally, like, my whole entire right side of my face was swollen. It sucked, and it hurt so bad because I couldn't move my face. It kind of felt like it was a little numb too, which was always a fun time. But yeah, my face was swollen. So on Friday, I put down the work label, and then I used an emoji that's technically a dentist emoji, but I figured this would work also because my face was even more swollen when I woke up on this day. If it was worse on Saturday, I was going to go to the urgent care, but it eventually was not as swollen on Saturday, and then eventually was almost gone by Sunday. But I started taking a lot of medicine also, so that might have also helped as well. But I was going to go to urgent care if it did not go down, but eventually it did. But my face was insanely swollen, very uncomfortable, not fun at all, and it kind of sucked. And then underneath that, I took a Whimsical Cat Studio Girl with a little YouTube play button to mark a YouTube binge, and then a Simply Watercolor Co. coffee cup to mark a Starbucks run. And then I did have In-N-Out. Again, I told you I have In-N-Out twice on this week, so I used a Wonton and a Million Steamy to mark that. I put down a half box and then another Wonton and a Million Steamy, which is that is there to mark the second earthquake, which this one scared me because I was in our cafe that we have. And there are little swinging lights in there that they come down, but if it's something moves it, they'll swing. So this earthquake was one of those ones where I'm like, wait, is this just me not feeling good? Because I was a little out of it on this day because I wasn't feeling good because my whole entire face was swollen and everything. And I was like, wait, is this me not feeling good, or is the earth shaking? And I was on lunch with Alize, and she was like, oh no, the earth is shaking. And I was like, okay, this is fine. This is fine. It was actually I've grown up in California my whole entire life, so I'm actually used to earthquakes, funny enough. So I was just sitting there okay, we're gonna die because these lights are swinging and they're gonna fall on us. And other than that, it was scary, but it wasn't insanely scary. But it was still it was okay. It was just one of those things where I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? It felt really, really weird. So yeah, we had the earthquake on that. And then underneath that on Friday, I used a munchkin to mark chaos at work because it was pretty bad, because you then have to go through a bunch of different safety procedures and you have to evacuate places. And it was just kind of semi-chaos. So we had some chaos at work. It was a fun time. Moving on to a Saturday, so I put down that work label again, and then I took some medicine that is from Scribble Prints Co., 2 little bottles, or not Scribble Prints Co., wow, sorry, what's it called? Once More with Love, to mark that I did buy some medicine, and like I said, I bought the medicine to try to help my sinuses so that they would no longer be swollen. My camera did cut out, so that's why those two kind of emojis just started popping up there. I took a squared off box and a Glam Planner Lolly and Pop to mark the World Cup final, because I found out that I have 0 soccer character stickers for some reason, so I used her to mark that. And then I put down a emoji with it's supposed to be a headache emoji, but I used it to mark that I was lightheaded. I think it was a side effect of the medicine I was taking because I was a little lightheaded on this day, and I thought also maybe it was because I wasn't drinking water, so I used another emoji to mark that I needed to drink literally all of the water. That's what I was hoping it was from, but I have no idea. I think it was from the medicine. I think it was a side effect of the medicine. And then I took a little thing and a mini icon from the kit to mark that I need to get gas. And then I don't remember what was last on that day. What did I put? Oh, Raising Cane's. I then put down a Fox and Cactus Girl to mark that I went to Raising Cane's that night for dinner. So the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday was just a interesting ride of emotions and things happening. The 2 earthquakes didn't help, but I was perfectly safe, obviously, through them. And it was just a little, like, scary, but it wasn't anything that I haven't experienced before, which is kind of sad. But like I said, growing up in California, I got very used to earthquakes. We did earthquake drills in like, school. From a young age, I did them all the time, so I'm kind of used to earthquakes. It's like tornadoes and stuff where I'm like, oh god, I don't know how I would deal with that. But earthquakes are definitely pretty normal in California, so it was scary, but not as scary as you would probably think. Moving on to Sunday, I put down another work label, and then I put down a little munchkin that's on its side because I was super, super exhausted. Again, just mixing and not feeling good with busy at work and like the earthquakes and everything, just, it was a lot. So I put that down, and then underneath that, I put down more Cake Wars, so I used a Kina Prince Girl to mark that. And then I used a Coffee Monsters Co. burrito to mark breakfast burritos. This is from the same sheet that burger was on from the, I think, Tuesday. That little, like, sticker that I used to mark in and out. So I used the little burrito. Oh, it wasn't breakfast burritos. I think breakfast burritos was another day. I used the burrito to mark Miguel's Jr. I lied. I think breakfast burritos is, like, a couple weeks after this. I, like, pre-planned all of my videos. Like, I have pulled all the stickers for about, like, 5 of them. So all of them are just, like, mixing together now. But underneath that, I used a Simply Watercolor Co. coffee cup again to mark a Starbucks run. I almost said Dunkin' Coffee, but nope, it was a Starbucks run. And then I used another one of those squared off boxes. And then this is a clock that was from a mystery kit from a long time ago from Scribble Co. But I used that to mark that I had a check-in with Antonio, who is my manager. He's my mentor, all those things. But I had a check-in with him. And then last but not least, I used an emoji to mark something, because I don't remember. What did I use to... Oh, an Oreo... Oh my god, what was that? An Oreo milkshake, which, oh my god, Oreo milkshakes are so good. But I used a little emoji to mark that. Sorry, at the end there, that was not English at all. My nose is also stuffed up right now, and I'm really trying hard not to, like, sniff in and make it sound really bad. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and flip through what is left in the kits, which obviously there is a decent amount of things still left over. I still have all of those Fashion Girls as well. And all of this will go into my declutter pile. My dogs are making noises, and I'm just hoping that they're not chewing up anything, which I don't think they are. Oh no, they're playing with each other. But yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of a Viv wiggle. Someone asked me what a wiggle is. A wiggle is just moving your, like, pages. Viv from Viv Loves to Plan actually created it, but it's moving the pages so that you can actually see all the different foil on camera and you can actually see it all in action. So that is everything for this plan with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I'll see you guys in another video very, very soon. Bye, guys!